So this is the second time in the last month where we've had a major breakdown in communications across the internet. Back today, we had an article come out I was just reading this morning that parts of the internet just stopped working. Major sites like Twitter, ChatGPT are down because Cloudflare claims that they are having issues, and it's pretty apparent right now as they have an outage. It was just a couple weeks ago when AWS was down and major airlines were not working, and then you had major brokerages not working. I think Robinhood was affected among other brokerages, and also Robinhood affected today as I was searching up a stock. It was taking extra long times. I don't know if they primarily rely on AWS, but also have Cloudflare. But as you can see, that they had a basically an outage today. Now, this is something that's fairly common, but it is something that becomes even more impactful as of recently. Because when we're seeing this happen consistently, there are opportunities that present themselves in the market. And there's certain things that you want to look for when these things happen. First, last time this happened, we were looking even we were feeling fine over here on our AI app because we were running, not on AWS. But right now, some of the APIs we work with and companies that we plug in, like OpenAI, was not working this morning. I think even Claude was having some trouble. And frankly, this is something that's impacting most businesses. So you have to think about the implications on the market, but ultimately, we don't see any major changes. Maybe if you searched up, Cloudflare, you wanted to look at, their stock today, they're down just about 2%, nothing too crazy. But maybe this presents an opportunity for a short on Cloudflare. They're seeing dips like this. In fact, last time when we were looking at AMZN, so Amazon, they had a fairly large dip when they had their outage, okay? And so maybe we could see something similar on the next day or so as we see something similar here with Cloudflare. And so there are certain opportunities that I would say are very important to look out in the markets. When you got volatility, and we're just kind of looking at stock, maybe just wrapped up our daily live trading sessions, there's a lot of companies that are kind of heating up right now in the space tech markets, but that we were talking about optimism bias. You could see Matt talking there about what we were looking at in the AI markets this morning. And ultimately, you want to be able to also make money on the downsides. There's certain stocks you can look at, for example, SOXS in the semiconductor market. They're rocketing up 6% today, 10% yesterday, and we talk about it. And also AI companies, or the AI analysis is super helpful at this time. If you want AI analysis, also you want to get on that list. The first link in the description will get you access into the first access list for AI analysis. If you want to start learning how to do that, it's the first link below. It's free to join the list. But when we're looking at, let's say, Cloudflare, you're looking at companies that are getting impacted in this day. SOXS, for example, goes up when the market goes down. There's opportunities like that present themselves when things are way undervalued, which we oftentimes focus on more. But there's also many opportunities when the market gets overextended. You see the market push up into new levels and things become overvalued. And that's kind of what we saw with Quantum as we entered some shorts despite holding the longer term positions. And we saw Rigetti sell all the way down to $24 a share from $58. And the puts I had on Rigetti were $35 puts, but it sold way further down. It's at $22 bottom right here for Rigetti. So, most quantum stocks sell off. And so when you see the markets really bullish, see things up to high levels, there are companies that deserve to be at those levels, and then there are companies that do not deserve to be at those levels. Now, Cloudflare is a profitable, very well put together internet company, and they're probably not going to be the one to bet against. Hopefully, you guys can hear me all right. My voice is kind of off today. Really smoky out here in Buenos Aires today. Things are kind of off for the I guess you could say the voice. But when it comes to Rigetti and it comes to Quantum, or it comes to, let's say, the push up on semiconductors, you see a pullback. These are opportunities as well if you're bold enough to, enter any shorter term positions. I don't recommend it. It's not something that say, short companies, but we do find that some of our best opportunities, even this year, were when SOXS rocketed up because tariffs hit and the market corrected. So you can see that right now, maybe it's up there. It's up here around this near all-time highs, around $200 a share, this Cloudflare stock. Do we see it sell back down a little bit further? Could we see a sell down from here back down to around $75, 175? That's a 10% sell down, which if you were to short it, that might have a really high upside. And so, I'm not saying that there is speculation or that we should or should not do this. I'm just saying usually these opportunities are the times when you want to pay attention and think about the markets, think about what's happening, because these aren't small things. Major companies are not able to function because of Cloudflare being down. You got ChatGPT, you got X, okay, you got many others. You could say League of Legends is one of them that's mentioned. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it's a big deal to see Cloudflare go down. And then AWS this last month. And when these things happen, as a trader or an investor, you got to be on it, because you could find some good deals or find some good opportunities to trade in the market. So that's what we're going to be watching into the next few days. Again, we just wrapped up our live session. If you guys want to tune on into our daily live trading, it's the second link below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.